Hello and welcome to the Main Cave. Now in today's video I've got a keyboard to show you that I've been using since last year, and the standout feature for me is the ability to easily mod it, and in this video I'm going to show you how. So if you're new here, we make regular videos on gaming and technology for your smart home, so please do consider subscribing, as we may make a video to make your life easier and I wouldn't want you to miss out. So do hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So this here is the Monsgeek M1 V5 mechanical keyboard, and it's a really solid keyboard, literally. We'll take a look at all the features, but for someone who wants to get into modifying keyboards, I think this would be a great start. It does come in at a bit of a price though, at around £150 or so. This board needs to deliver, and personally I think it does, and I think I'm getting value out of it over the keyboards at the same price point. The keyboard itself has a sleek, minimal look with predominantly white, black and grey double-shot PVT keycaps. And here I have it in the UK configuration, mainly due to being able to swap out the keycaps that it came with. So when it arrived then in the box, you get a keycap puller, a switch puller, cable, manual, stabilisers and a few spare switches. So when you pull the keyboard out, the first thing you'll notice is the weight. It comes in at a hefty 1.7 kilograms, and this just adds to the premium feel. There's 4 rubber feet on the bottom which help it stick to the desk, and it goes from 21mm at the front to 31mm towards the rear, excluding the keycap height. Then on the rear is the USB port for charging or connection. On the top then there's a dial to the right which out of the box is used for the volume, but it can be changed in the software, which I'll talk about later. So when ordering you can choose what switches it comes with, but here I went with the Akko V3 Piano Pro. They're linear with an operating force of 45 and end force of 50, but for me, the most important factor was the travel. I like a short pre-travel, which here is 1.9mm, but you can opt for other switches to suit your style, all of which are shown here. So I have mine connected to my Windows PC using the dongle, but it can also connect to a Mac, iPad, iPhone, etc., as it has 3 connection methods. The first and most obvious is wired, then wireless using the 2.4 GHz dongle, and then finally Bluetooth. One extra feature is that you can swap between Mac with battery power, Windows with battery power, or Windows without battery power using the switch located underneath the caps lock. Swapping devices couldn't be simpler, it's just a case of pressing FN and the assigned key, which is all laid out in the manual. Now speaking of the manual, this has everything you need. I found it very helpful, and have it always to the side as there's lots of functions you need to control using the FN key. If you rely on battery, this keyboard has 8000 mAh, which they say is enough to last 86 hours with RGB on and 500 hours without it. Now 86 hours is good enough for a week's worth for me, so I keep the RGB on. So the RGB can be toggled using FN and certain keys to brighten and lower, speed up, speed down the animation, switch on and off, and finally switch between patterns. Here I have the RGB to the max, and the south-facing LEDs are great. Nice and bright, but not being shined through, you will need some light if you rely on sight to type. Other features with the FN key are things like checking the battery level. Dead easy, press FN and space, and then you have a green RGB which runs from 1 to 0, indicating how much power you have left. So now onto the software then, and this is done by the popular VIA software. Just download the JSON file for the M1 from the website and upload it into the VIA website. I've put links down in the description for you on how to do this. Once that's done, you have a choice of changing all of the keys, all of the layers, macros, lighting, etc. It's all pretty self-explanatory, and is again one of the reasons I recommend this to budding modders, as it just makes it really easy to modify. So about time then we get to the main reason where you want this keyboard, and that's the way it is as simple to physically modify it. In previous keyboards I've looked at, it's a set of screws which need to be removed. Not here. Just pop your knob off and push the front case off, and that's it. You can then flip up the board, which is attached by 3 cables, carefully remove these, and now you have access to most of the layers. Go crazy, add and remove whatever you like to help with simple mods like dampening or more advanced stuff if that's what you prefer. So here is a list of all the layers that are present on this board, but without being modded out of the box, this keyboard already sounds and feels great, as it's gasket mounted with plenty of foam too to help with dampening. But you can improve this if you want to, but here's a sound test without any further modifications done. So then finally, how does it fare gaming and productivity? Well, gaming, I really got on well with this as the response was good enough, even on the wireless dongle. I think the pros far outweigh the cons using wireless. The minimum travel was very noticeable over my last board and definitely felt an improvement, almost an instant register. So for productivity then, it was a similar experience. Typing was about as fast as I normally type, and I had no worries there, flicking between documents and typing at my regular speed. So there we have it then. This board is now my main board for my desk. I love the minimal design, the switches, the feel, and of course the sound. If I had to pick a negative, I think I'd struggle, but for me, I think I'd prefer a different size. For me, the addition of the home page up and page down, etc. are a bit of a waste of space. I think I would have preferred a number pad, but hey, that's just me. You may feel differently. If you want a board that's easily modded, or just want a well-performing board, then this may be the one for you. Have a look at the links below and I'll see if I can get you a discount from the akkogear themselves. Please do like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye bye.